Hey guys, new information in the Sean Diddy Combs case. This is explosive and this confirms the worst things that we've ever thought about Diddy. You guys, I don't know what's going on with Diddy. I do know that he seems maniacal. I do know that he seems to be unrepentant, and I do know he is a monster, in my opinion. Let's get into this. So, yesterday we did a live when we read over the court documents where Diddy's team made this nonsensical argument that there are 9 free call tapes. Cassie had them. Cassie gave them to the U.S. Attorney's Office because on the tapes, as they say, it clearly looks like she is enjoying herself. Because on the tapes, it says, it proves that the freak offs were consensual. They said that they wanted permission to make exhibits, make stills, blow up pictures, make basically poster boards to show in court as evidence. They also turned around and said because it looked like she was enjoying herself in the tapes, then it was consensual, even though she went on record and signed a sworn affidavit saying it was not consensual. They also said that the fact that she kept the tapes proves that she enjoyed herself, and they want the case dismissed. Now, when we read over the letter, you have to read it with me on live. It is insane. I said the same thing a lot of people were saying. This sounds like narcissistic abuse. It sounds like Diddy is bringing up Ish in order to humiliate Cassie. It sounds like what is on those tapes have nothing to do with anything. And it also sounds like, according to Charlemagne, that Diddy has been circulating and showing those tapes to everyone. Diddy is trying to get them to send them electronic copies of those 9 freak off tapes so that he can spread it around and humiliate Cassie more, because even from jail, he will make sure she submits. But get this, the U.S. Attorney's Office has thrown up a cloak of protection over Cassie. And they are saying, first of all, you have no right to these tapes. Second of all, you did this on purpose and filed. So the way they filed it, it was basically illegal. There was a sealed document, a sealed docket that they were supposed to put in those requests. They put in a public request in order to taint the jury, humiliate Cassie, and make a spectacle out of this. The government is moving to block them ever being able to get access of the courts. On top of that, it looks like Diddy actually might be reprimanded or sanctioning for breaking a protective order that Diddy was the one that petitioned the court for. You guys, at the end of the day, Diddy and everybody above him, Diddy is evil in my opinion, and everybody that supports him from his family on down that says, oh, but we love him. The fact that you're willing to turn a blind eye to someone that is making a mockery out of the court system. Let's get into this. Where do you guys want to start? Do you guys want to start with Charlemagne and what he had to say about the tapes? Now, I will actually say this about what he had to say about the tapes. I will actually say this. Listen, according to Charlemagne, he says that Diddy has been showing people these tapes. Listen to what he says. And y'all know I don't agree with Charlemagne a lot, but baby, even a broken clock. Okay, listen to this.
Watch. Envy said something. Why are you pointing at him about the tapes? No, because Envy said something that's true about the discovery. Because when you're in jail, they give you your discovery, so you have your evidence, you have your tape. You get to see it. I may or may not know some people who was locked up with Diddy, and they claim to have seen tapes. And they say the same thing. What? That is consensual. Bunch of adults on there having consensual sex. Charlotte with the mess today. You got all the excuses. No, I'm just saying. Okay. I've been knew this for months. They told us some names on the tapes. Okay. Wow. Well, I don't know if this stuff is true, so I keep my mouth shut. So Diddy, so again, this is what I said about Charlemagne. He's confirming that Diddy is in jail, is showing people privileged information. And then he's saying, because the Breakfast Club, they are good for running a story that's going to vindicate Diddy. They think Diddy's innocent, and I think they want Diddy to get off because they are Diddy's PR arm. They're also saying that the people in jail looked at the tapes that Diddy illegally showed them, breaking a court order, and said that it all looks consensual. Diddy is in jail, isn't supposed to have a cell phone,
isn't supposed to have access to anything, and he is circulating the tapes around jail, showing everything. Y'all, what is going on? And the fact that Charlemagne let that out, but didn't say, he reveals that people locked up with Diddy have seen Cassie's blank tapes and says it looks consensual. Blank tapes also featured other celebs. It was a bunch of adults on there having consensual space. They told us some names on the tapes. Let me just say this. How do you know that it was consensual? How do you know these people weren't rugged? How do you know these people weren't being blackmailed? How do you know these people that do you need somebody on tape going, no, 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 no. Like what does it look for you for things not to be consensual? Now let me just say that Charlemagne, I believe, got charges against him because, or he was at least laughing about he would put Spanish fly, which is I guess old school roofies, in girls' drinks and then take advantage of them. So maybe the reason he doesn't think there's so much wrong with what Diddy's doing is because that's how Charlemagne used to seduce people too. I don't know. But let's get into what the records are saying, right? At the end of the day, the U.S. Attorney's Office is saying that Diddy's lawyer did some shady stuff in order to humiliate Cassie by intentionally filing the motion on a public docket when they knew it should have been allowed to be filed in a sealed document. When they knew it should have been allowed, it shouldn't have been allowed, and it should have been filed um, in a sealed docket. Listen, they're saying that the government therefore respectfully requests that the court remove the motion from ECF and direct counsel to refile the motion with redactions that comply with the review proposed redactions that comply with the protective order. After the motion was filed, the government made in accordance with the protective order, and counsel responded only. So anyway, they contacted Diddy's counsel and they were like, yo, you filed this in a public document. It's supposed to be in the sealed document. This is a sealed document you guys were crying about. And Diddy's team is now arguing that, like, what are you talking about? We have the right. We don't think that that's under the view of the protective order. All right. Anyway, you guys, what do you think about this? Diddy has not changed. He is the same scumbag he always was and always will be. And the fact that he is now using his whole legal team to abuse Cassie, in my opinion, try to humiliate Cassie, try to shame Cassie. The fact that this man is walking around jail, showing people pictures and images and videos of a sex trafficking victim, showing pictures, images, and videos of him defiling Cassie, showing pictures and images of doing the very thing that the government's trying to lock him up. Does anybody on this earth think that if Diddy is out, anybody can be free? This man has a problem. He is maniacal. But let me also say this. I hope Cassie sues him for revenge P for showing that stuff in jail. I hope Douglas Wigdor is listening right now and sues Diddy for revenge P. He has no right to be showing that. He has no right to be trying to humiliate, and he hasn't learned a thing. Diddy must be held accountable, and I hope these feds put him underneath the jail. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.